Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit that like and subscribe button. We have a ton of content coming out for you guys every single day. Certainly don't want to miss a thing. Don't forget to tune in on Thursdays and Tuesdays for our premiere videos with the live chat. Chance to come on in, give us suggestions for videos, any questions you may have, ideas you may have, or just in general BS with us. We always enjoy just sitting there shooting the crap with our fans. So please join us on Thursdays at 6 o'clock. I'm there every single Thursday. Amy is in on most of those as well. And the Tuesdays at 4:30. So far, I have not missed a single one. Work may interfere with that, but I'll always go back and check the logs. All of this is just leading up to our chance to start live streaming, where we'll do our craps tournament with our fans participating. Probably do a patron-only live stream craps tournament as well. Then add in some blackjack, pai gow, baccarat, whatever we can think of, and probably have a continuous craps tournament going at all times. Live stream is going to give us so many options we can do. Shout out to Wes and everybody else that's given us a super chat, super sticker tip on these live chats. It's always appreciated. Just like all of our patrons, we appreciate all those tips and support, and we hope you guys are enjoying those exclusive videos that we're putting out for you guys. Now that we're starting to put out the entire dice class, 2 videos a week, we hope you guys are enjoying it. And otherwise, we're going to go straight into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to do number 2 in a little series that I'm doing of how much you want to invest per shooter. We did $50 per shooter last time around. Now we're going to look at $100 per shooter. You want $100 in action per shooter, max. That's your budget, that's your limit. Okay, so I'm going to look at this at a $10 minimum bet table and at a $15 minimum bet table. I might touch on 25 a little bit, but man, that's a low looking bankroll for a $25 minimum bet table. So what can you do? Well, let's look at place bets first. Okay, we're going to ignore the pass line. You can always do the pass line if you choose and just take it out of your budget. And if you're the shooter, of course, you have to. But otherwise, let's just look at place bets. Well, if you're looking at $100 as the most that you want to put in action, this actually gives you a ton of options. If you're on a $10 minimum bet table and you buy in with a $1,000 bankroll, that would give you 10 shooters that you could see at $100 per shooter invested, $100 per roll invested. That right there it's almost ideal for a $1,000 bankroll and a $10 minimum bet table. $100 per shooter is excellent. It's an excellent option. So what would you look at? Again, like I said, there are just so many options. You could do the old standby 96 across. An excellent option, because right here, this gives you most of the numbers, except for the horn numbers. You have a 1 in 9 chance of one of the horn numbers rolling. Outside of that, this is going to cover you for 24 of the 30 non-7 numbers. So just about every possible number. It covers a very wide percentage of the numbers that can be rolled. And this gives you the options to play literally any strategy that you want to play. Are you a same bet player? Well, you're making over 20 bucks a hit, so nothing wrong with that. Maybe you decide you want to take 5 hits just to get your money back and then start doing some kind of strategy. Sure, go for it. Why not? It doesn't hurt you any. Maybe you're a sister presser. Nothing wrong with that, because you're going to collect a little bit every time. Plus, if the same number hits more than once, you really start making more money. It becomes much more beneficial to you to at least reinvest a small portion of your money. So the mid-press method. Of course, the mid-press method is generally one of the best methods out there. If say if a 6 hits. Now from 18, you have so many options on a mid-press. Maybe you want to go to 24. Collect $15. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe you want to go to 30 and just collect 9. That's even stronger. That is that's a boss move right there. You're still collecting a little bit of money and you're getting your bet up a little bit higher, because the next time it hits, you make 35 bucks. If you press it up, you're going to make 23, because you're just going to go to 42. If you're a mid-presser, you're going to go from 30 to 42. Then from 42 to 60, so on and so forth. So the 96 across gives you all of those options. Maybe you're a power presser. your power presser. Well, starting at the 3 units of the 96 across gives you a whole bunch of different ways you could play it. Especially love the fact that the 5 and 9, you can just stack it all up. You go all the way up to 36, which pays you 50. And then from there, you stack it up again. You go all the way up to 86, which is going to pay you 120. And then from there, you go up to 200, and then so on and so forth. So for power pressers, again, a ton of options. You can go from 18 to 36, from 36 to 72. And then from 72, you're probably going to jump up to 150. And from there, you're going to keep going. That's the 6 and 8 that I'm referring to, by the way. The other option, if a 5 or 9 were to roll, collect a buck, take them both to a quarter. Why not? 4 and 10, take them both up to a quarter. Collect collect 7 or 9 bucks, depending on where you're at. Gives you options. And this particular method can be used on a $10 table or a $15 table. And again, you can just same bet, same bet, same bet, same bet if you like. Now, another option that you can do is the proper iron cross, where if you have 2 units on the field and you have 3 units on the 5, 6, and 8. This gets you well under your $100 maximum investment per shooter. This is 61 bucks right here. Well under your maximum bet. The downside to this is that you might as well just do the extra $3 and go 64 across as if it were a $10 table, so that you get paid better on a 4, 9, or 10 hit. You don't worry so much about the 2, 3, 11, and 12 because they're very, very rare. Or you could go 69 action and do a cross with, say, a $5 horn high 12 or $5 horn high aces. Or you can even do 68 in action. $7 more than the classic iron cross. You can do a $4 horn bet, and you can get every single number. And now anything that rolls, you get paid better than even money. Everything. That's far superior than getting paid even money on the 4, 9, and 10 on the classic iron cross. That's why while the iron cross looks great, and it honestly is a good strategy for certain types of players. For those types of players, I still consider it, most dealers consider it the second best type of strategy. It is still a good strategy. It's a boring strategy to dealers, but it's not a terrible strategy. But unless you are a presser, you're not going to win money. That's the thing. If you don't press, if you don't reinvest at least a portion of your money, you catch a good roll, you're not going to win that much. If you're not reinvesting part of your winnings, you don't have to power press, but just a portion of your winnings, then you're on a slow death spiral. You're going to catch a great roll from time to time. You're going to make a very minimal amount of money. And then all the rest of the average rolls, you're going to be losing money. And since you don't ever have a great superstar win when you catch a great superstar roll, you're just, again, on that death spiral. You're circling the drain. You're heading on down. So you always want to reinvest a little bit. So you got the 96 across. You've got the 64 across. You've got the 61 in action of the classic and proper iron cross. What else can you do? Well, what about come bets? If you're on a $10 minimum bet table, you can actually do a 3-point Molly system and do an okay amount of odds. It's not something that I would recommend, but this is it's a stylistic thing. It's up to you. You certainly can't criticize either way. So if you have your 3-point Molly system, you do $30 in come bets that travel, you could do another $60 in your odds, and you're still below your $100 max investment per shooter. You could also, if you want to play the pass line, do $20 in odds on a $10 bet, and then do a 2-point Molly system with the come bets. Your goal really is to have repeaters hit. Obviously, come bets don't pay until the same number hits twice, but it keeps you under your investment, gives you numbers to root for, still has you engaged in the game, and it's fun. I mean, why not? Why not? And here's the other thing, by the way. If you want to stick to your $100 per shooter and you do the 96 across, well, why not take your remaining $4 and go and throw them in the hard ways? Throw them in the hard ways. You could do a parlay on those. It's $4. What's it hurt? So for the last option, what about the dark side? What about the dark side? Well, you've got $100 to work with. That also gives you options, gives you different stylistic ways to play. Let's say you want to do a 3-point don't come Molly system. You want to stick to your $100. Well, you could do it for $30. If you don't want to do lays, you can do it for $30. So wherever it travels, you get paid even money. It's better than a lay, which pays you less. Lays are true odds. Once you get past this danger point right here, the odds favor you. Do a 3-point Molly system with $30. Or if you want to do lays, because you're worried about the danger point here, you don't want to have so much invested there, you'd rather have the minimum invested just in case it comes down, then wherever you go to, do a $30 lay. Do a $30 lay there. If it travels somewhere else, let's say it travels here. Now you could do a $30 lay if you want. The problem is now at this point, you've only got $20 left in your budget. Can't do a $10 lay on any numbers. So either you do $30 lay and just do a 2-point Molly system, or you do smaller lays. If you want to do a 3-point Molly system, right here you're only invested $47. If you have a third point that comes out, and let's say it goes to the 7, now you're $57 invested. If you do another $12 one, you're only $69 invested. You could actually increase each one of these and still stay within your budget. So the the dark side definitely gives you options as well, staying underneath your $100 per shooter at risk budget. It's generally a good idea when you play to have two things in mind. The first thing is, how much do you want to have at risk per shooter based on your budget? So take a look at your buy-in and decide how many shooters at the minimum that you want to see. And the second thing that you want to make sure you have in mind is, how much do I want to win? How much do I want to win? What is my walk-away point? If you don't have an idea of, hey, okay, I bought in for $1,000. If I get up to $2,000, I'm walking away, or I get up to $1,500, I'm walking away. If you don't have an idea like that, you're not going to win. You're always going to be chasing another hit, and you're going to end up giving back any wins that you do have. So once you have won, always have your stopping point so that you can go ahead and take your chips, go cash them out, and go spend your money on your husband, because you always want to spend your money on your husband. And yeah, there you go. Different options for a $100 invested per shooter play style. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys find this interesting, enlightening, illuminating. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now.